M.I.A. starts as a revenge thriller but slowly transforms into something much larger, a brutal crime saga about identity, family trauma, cartel politics, and survival. By the end of the season, Etta is no longer just a grieving daughter hunting killers one by one. She becomes someone far more dangerous. The finale completely changes the scale of the story. At the beginning of the series, Etta Tiger Johns is simply a rebellious young woman working around her family marina business. But underneath the normal life, her family secretly works in drug trafficking operations for the powerful Rojases cartel. Everything changes when Daniel Johns is forced into a horrifying new job involving human trafficking. Unlike drugs or smuggling, this crosses a moral line for Etta. She secretly helps the trafficked girls escape, which indirectly destroys the fragile trust between the Johns' family and the Rojases cartel. That single decision triggers the massacre that changes her entire life. Mateo, Samuel, Elias, and their men murder almost the entire Johns family. Etta survives only because of confusion during the chaos. Injured, stabbed, and nearly drowned, she barely escapes death. From that point onward, M.I.A. becomes a revenge story. But what makes the show interesting is that Etta is not naturally a killer. Early in the season, her revenge attempts are emotional, sloppy, reckless, and fueled entirely by grief. She kills based on rage, not strategy. That changes when Lena enters the story. Lena essentially becomes Etta's dark mentor. She teaches her how assassinations actually work: patience, stealth, manipulation, emotional control, and invisibility. Through Lena's training, Etta slowly transforms into someone terrifyingly efficient. One of the strongest parts of the show is how revenge slowly changes Etta psychologically. By the middle of the season, she is no longer trying to simply survive. She begins enjoying the control that revenge gives her. Meanwhile, the cartel storyline becomes equally important. The conflict between Mateo and Samuel Rojases slowly destroys the cartel from inside. Mateo is paranoid, emotional, unstable, and obsessed with control. Samuel initially seems calmer and more rational, but over time he also becomes morally corrupted by power and fear. Then there is Elias. Elias is probably the most complicated character in the entire season. At first, he looks like a cold hitman loyal to the Rojases empire. But as the story progresses, it becomes obvious he is smarter, calmer, and more emotionally controlled than either brother. Isaac Rojases even warns his sons before dying that Elias could destroy them if he ever betrayed them. That warning slowly destroys Mateo psychologically. Mateo becomes convinced Elias wants to take over the cartel. His paranoia keeps escalating until he manipulates Samuel into believing Elias betrayed them to the Russians. But here is the tragic twist. Elias never actually betrays them. The evidence against him is misunderstood. Fedorov approached Elias, not the other way around. Elias refused to betray the family, but circumstances make him look guilty. Samuel discovers Fedorov's card at Elias' home and instantly assumes betrayal is real. Even after pretending to help Elias escape, Samuel eventually stabs him in the back because fear overwhelms trust. This becomes one of the most important moments in the finale because it finally reveals how broken the Rojases empire truly is. The cartel destroys itself through paranoia. At almost the exact same time, Etta arrives and shoots Samuel after recognizing him as one of the men responsible for her family massacre. But then comes the biggest surprise in the ending. Etta decides to save Elias. At first, this looks strange because Elias participated in her family's murder. But Etta's decision is not forgiveness or mercy. She realizes Elias has now become an enemy of the cartel too. He possesses insider knowledge, survival skills, and direct access to the Rojases organization. Etta understands that killing Elias immediately would satisfy revenge emotionally, but keeping him alive could help her destroy the cartel completely. That changes her mission forever. At the beginning of the season, Etta only wanted revenge against 12 specific men. By the finale, her goal evolves into something much bigger, destroying the entire Rojases empire. Another huge emotional storyline involves Carmen. Carmen initially feels like a mysterious side character, but she slowly becomes one of the emotional anchors of the series. As Leah's estranged twin sister, she represents Etta's final connection to family. Her brutal confrontation with Elias becomes one of the season's most intense scenes. Carmen takes the blame for Etta's murders to protect her niece, leading to a violent gunfight with Elias inside her own home. Both are seriously wounded. Later, Etta learns Carmen supposedly dies in the hospital. However, the show suspiciously never shows her dead body. That feels intentional. There is a strong possibility Carmen survived and could return later because her death feels deliberately ambiguous. Then comes one of the finale's most shocking reveals involving Matt. Throughout the season, Matt becomes Etta's emotional escape from violence. Their relationship feels genuine, awkward, emotional, and surprisingly sweet compared to the darkness around them. But the final twist changes everything. Matt's mother is revealed to be Rojases. Not only is she directly connected to the cartel, but she is also responsible for the death of Lovely's Aunt Sherry through her corrupt real estate operations. This creates a devastating setup for the future. Now Etta's revenge mission directly conflicts with the one healthy emotional relationship she still has left. That reveal perfectly captures what M.I.A. is really about. Nobody escapes violence cleanly. Every relationship becomes contaminated by power, revenge, crime, or betrayal. By the end of the season, Etta has crossed a psychological line. She is no longer simply surviving trauma. She is actively becoming part of the criminal world she once hated. And honestly, that is what makes the ending so effective. The show refuses to give viewers easy morality. Etta is sympathetic, but she is becoming increasingly dangerous. Samuel is brutal, but emotionally tragic. Elias is a killer, yet possibly one of the only honorable people left in the cartel world. The finale leaves nearly every major storyline open for season 2. Is Samuel actually dead? Did Carmen survive? Will Elias betray Etta later? Can Etta continue dating Matt after learning who his mother is? And most importantly, can Etta destroy the Rojases empire without becoming exactly like them? By the final scene, the answer already feels terrifyingly close.